I might take a couple of seconds just to get into it. So I'm just going to walk back on my steps from yesterday, which is, okay, so we got quantum and we got reality, yes?
Yeah.
So we got quantum is this one, reality is this one. So when you're a youngster, you're high in the quantum and then it starts to lower down and then you've got blips of quantum as you're living.
Yeah.
As quantum is maximum, reality is minimum.
Yeah.
And it's minimum until this one starts to descend, this one starts to ascend, and then you're into reality. So from 3 years old younger, do you remember? Nope. So from 4 years younger, perhaps around 4. So when you're an infant, it's sort of more of an infant.
Yeah.
You sort of get bursts of torpor, quantum,
Yeah.
and then moments of reality. That's the blip.
Yeah.
And I should really draw a dip in the, I should put a V in there. So where you get a spike, you get a drop in the other one. Sort of switching. It's a bit like daydreaming, and when you go, reality zooms away and the quantum imagination appears strong.
Yeah.
Reality dims, quantum gets very bright. That's a daydream. That's a forced hallucination. Some people would like to, it's easier to understand it that way. It's not a forced hallucination, although it is and it isn't. It's hard to explain it. And then when you come back, whoosh, reality, back into it. Teacher might click their fingers or slap the table or whatever it may be. Oh, welcome back to the world then. Glad you're with us. You're here to, come on, concentrate, which is kind of snapping out your quantum. Which I think the school should be, we should have lessons where kids are designed and trained. I think it would be a better way, and not trained, let them go into that. The teacher will talk a whole load of old gibberish, and what they're to do is to daydream about anything. It's a moment where they're allowed to do it. You know, I just find that it's a part of life that often gets shut out quite a lot. Anyway, and being able to clone, right?
Yeah.
So evolution is this one. Evolution is very slow, but you can speed it up. So evolution is incredibly slow in your lifetime.
Yeah.
You don't get to see it very much in your own lifetime. You do, because you are evolving with evolution, because you're young, and then we become old.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then there's that. There's changes to our skin when we're young and we get old, the skin.
Yeah.
There are lots of things like this, hair, other things like that, eyesight, sense of smell. So birth, you don't really know anything about it. When you clone, it's a very strange phenomenon. I'm going to make another video about this later on, and I'm going to release my results of what I found. It's a very interesting thing. So with a moral certainty, I can say this, because I've got a lot of shite that will back this up. It's going to be interesting, but still. So when you clone, and your next clone comes up, and we're not going to talk about clones like plants in this one. We're going to understand that we are splicing humans. Just to be able to have an immediate another version of you. That starts off from young. So first you might be able to clone, and there's 2 mirror identical versions of you. That's one way to do it. Although that would never sit there. The benchmark would never sit there and be like, right, fuck it, we can go on, we've done it, we're cloning. That's not it. No. You will want to be able to clone in a way that makes you young.
Yeah.
And in real time, you have to channel into it. It gets easier as you go along. So the first clone that you do, you'll find it very hard. You'll just get this insight will start coming. But you'll see yourself as a baby and begin to grow. You're growing at the same time, don't get me wrong. But if you keep your first version of you, maybe not, maybe another clone you'll keep into a safety biome and a multiple safety biomes that have the best gas, but they are torpid down. So you would create a clone, bring it up, its level. You'll have to understand that you will be able to tune into this version of you, a bit like daydreaming is one. There's many bands of reality.
Yeah.
So we could say the QR. the R and R or the Q and Q.
Yeah.
And you can look at that as in one way of it, and the pane of glass. That's a very interesting thing to think about. There's multiple versions of this. So far, humanity have worked out two, I believe, just two, the reality and quantum. There are many more. It's, if I can draw it, I'm just going to go right ahead and do it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to draw this symbol. You might need to get closer to it. I've got to be very careful about what I'm doing here. I know what I'm doing. You see it?
Yeah.
Now, this, because of history, anyone can take a symbol from anywhere, a bit like the flag, the British flag, yes?
Yeah.
You've got the Scottish flag with the cross, yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
But actually, technically, it's not that. This particular flag has been stolen multiple times throughout history, and no one knows its true significance. There's best guess, if you knew what this represented, the behaviors that you see in society would not be here. We'll get into that in a bit. So anyone can take a symbol, the symbology, and they can make it into whatever they want.
Yeah.
Understand it. If this has been stolen, and I take this flag and I dress it around myself and I go out and do a load of horrible shite in society, do you see how I can take that symbol?
Yeah.
I can take a cross and go and smack people with it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Anyone can take a symbol, and whether you are educated that that is bad or good, these symbols can mean a lot of things, right? So we can take another symbol, and again, it's always associated. The 666 symbol.
Yeah.
Again, this is not what this is. If you're going to say, oh, it's devil, it's satanic, and it's all of this. No, because some people like to blame something on this or blame fate on this, then it sticks. Then when you see it, the outside world, affects my inner world. No. So when we look at this symbol here, because we see this one here, we might get offended by it.
Yeah.
But again, anybody can take a symbol. What happens if someone takes this symbol and starts doing beneficial stuff with it? Does it elapse the past? If we remove these two C's here, and we were to keep this one here, and people started doing good with it, then what? You would have two stories in society. One where one group took the symbol and absolutely defiled it. Perhaps, maybe, who knows? Whatever side of history you want to believe on. Some people are going to say that that was good. Some people are going to say it was bad. Okay, you're going to always have a group. And then if you take the symbol and do the opposite to what was being done, then again, you're still going to have two groups. Some groups are still going to see this as bad, and some are going to see it as wow, wow, wow. Now you've got two stories in history. You've got two lots of quantum for people to think about. You've got two lots of which side of the fence do you want to be on. Either or. But it's that fine line. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Symbology. I got to ask you another question. Do you ever think that there has been any beings that, other than humans, that have ever been to the Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there has. There has been a lot come here. If you honestly believe that it's just been humans and that's it, then I'm going to have to say you're incredibly naive. A lot of these videos, if you watch them backwards, you begin to get a little bit of a story. To come right out and say, there's been aliens here will cause a lot of panic. Watch the videos from start and go all the way through. You can't enter into it halfway through. You have to follow the chapter. You want to know whether you're aware of aliens? Go look into a mirror. You are the aliens. You just do not realize it. But again, that might cause panic and everything else. You are alien. Anyway, this particular symbol is a fascinating one. I wonder if you know what it actually means. Think piece of string, and I'll leave it at that. And then we'll have a look at this particular symbol here. You see, because there's been so many battles on the planet, There's been so much stealing going on. This has been happening throughout history. You often lose concepts. You lose a lot of stuff. And then you might say that this is what, devil, or what do you want to say that is? And then if you can come over here and look at this symbol here. Do you see this symbol here?
Yeah.
It's a triangle with multiple. You might start to see something else related to another symbol starting to emerge. Why people do the certain things that they do, have a beard or have something else. Symbology. You notice that?
Yeah.
Right underneath your nose. But again, symbols. What about this symbol here? Symbology is a very interesting thing, and it depends on what meaning you give each and every single symbol. The sequence with the spiral, what do you call that? Fibonacci?
Yeah.
Now do it the opposite way. What have you got? A rose. Symbology, what does the rose represent? Britain and Labour Party and different things like that. Where did it come from? Where did this star come from? This particular star.
Yeah.
And you might say Israel.
It's probably older.
If you see this particular symbol here, what would you say? Britain. No. No, they didn't. None of these did. None of this ever has come from. And you could say Egyptian pyramids. No. No, once again, you see, history has been shaped multiple times by people that are, want to take it and rebrand stuff and take it and take it. This is when you start talking about a stealership. This symbol represents the divine. The star is essence. You can label this to whatever you want. This symbol here has been multiple cutouts. Is it Tesla? Elon Musk with the X, which represents the pyramids, flattened out.
Yeah.
Symbology, again, but where does it come from? Has it come from Elon Musk? Well, technically, yeah, but where did it come from originally? Fold it up, what have you got? A pyramid.
Yeah.
If I draw here, draw here, draw here, draw here, a better way to look at it is if you look at it this way. I haven't finished this yet. If I was to put this flat-sided on here, which way can I do it? Can I get one from there? No, I can't get one from there. And I put it sideways, and then I draw a line that runs this way, and then I cut that out, pick it up, and then put it so that it's here. There's one here, there's one here, there's one here, and there are some on the spikes. You now have the Scottish flag, which is then the cross.
Yeah.
Now I'll do it this way.
Yeah.
This way, this way, this way, and now I do it this way. What do I have?
British flag.
I've also got a star. Think of it another way. If I draw it here, 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 and here. What do I have? If I put a wall here, which looks like a ramp, so it will come from here to here, from here to here, all equal sizes, which would be a square. And I do it here and all the way around. What have I got? Star.
Yeah.
What does it represent? So you see that symbols are often, quite often than not, are often taken
Yeah. Yeah.
and then are rebranded and repurposed because people think that they can steal power. That's what it is. It's all it is. People are stealing power.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if they do good or bad with these symbols, what does it do? Nothing. The symbol's still the symbol, but it was down to the individual that used it, whether they were integral or not.
Mm-hmm.
You see, you'll hear of these things about sin.
Yeah.
People think sin is about not doing as you're told and la-di-da-di-da and all of this. No, I think it's taking stuff that you have no idea what it is and then choosing to act. But don't act to what that symbol is. Now, considering humans didn't make the universe,
Yeah.
you would find it very interesting that they would act in this way with the certain things that they find that they have little or no knowledge about it. To what does it mean? You can often put your hand like this.
Yeah.
You can also do it like this. Do you see the mustache?
Yeah.
People might say that that's a cat. It isn't. This is Cece. Do you know who Cece is? This is Cece. Do you know what this is? What this represents? Well, it can be anything you want. Cece. You can say it's a CE label. You can also draw this, which then looks like the butterfly.
Okay.
This symbology is very, 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 very important. It's encoded into everything. It's also encoded into the light. If you want to put it over here real quick, but don't go down, just let me mind this out of the way. Do you see the symbology here?
Yeah.
This comes out in multiple different ways. This is the light symbol. It's encoded into the light for a reason.
Yeah.
Highly significant. You also notice it almost looks like a captain's wheel. Don't know what you want to call that now, to steer the ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you see the pyramids appear. There's multiple pyramids in this one, which then you get this.
Okay.
This is more triangular in shape. When you utilize certain things that you don't understand, and then this, some might say that that's a Teletubby. But again, symbology, and to take something and then make mimicry out of it. I wouldn't like to be you when you pass. The Romans. The Romans. You've got to understand something here, that throughout your history, if you don't think that this planet has ever been visited, and that what you are here for is to sit there and rip the absolute piss out of things that you have no control over, that you have no idea what it is, it's going to take a lot more than prayers. It's going to take an alignment, a big alignment. You can believe whatever you want. It's up to you. Honestly, that's for you to work it out and go and sit with it. Maybe it's manipulation. Maybe it's all of those wonderful things that you can say. It can be that, and it can be. I just don't see what I would have to gain for it. We look at the Romans, right? I want to take a look at them. They did some very bad stuff. Incredibly bad stuff. Do you even know where the word pom comes from? Prisoner of a majesty, yes? It's not true. Prisoner of Mother Earth. Did you know that?
Yeah.
You know, most of the Romans, most of them, not all, but most of them, got wiped out by very strange events. A lot of them. They got labelled in the most amount of diseases that you could ever imagine. They couldn't even get near frickin' volcanoes without them going kaput. When you fuck about, everybody thinks that, you know, and I don't think Jesus came down and said, I am the Son of God. No, 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 no. He said, we are the children of God. Big difference. There's no I in his understanding. It was we, not I. That's a manipulation to the language. And it's funny because people that manipulate will first get in and try and shoot you down for manipulation because it's what they would do. You see, the thing is, have you ever heard of a God incarnate? When they come down, whichever way you want to understand it, from wherever you want to understand it, whether you believe or don't, their power is limited in the human vessel. Their power is unmatched when they leave. It wouldn't be going and killing them if I were you. You know, that would be foolish. Empires have crumbled because they feel powerful in the moment. A God will never meet you in its authentic form. One, the sociology of that moment. What's it going to do to a vessel? It's going to strike fear. It's going to cause panic. It's going to cause destabilization. A God's role would never be to destabilize anything. It would warn first. It would give you every tool you ever needed to make it happen. It will walk with you in every way that it possibly can, showing you the way, showing you your errors, showing you whatever it is that you don't want to see. It's lenient, it's flexible, it understands. But there are certain things it will not tolerate. When you kill a god, you nail it to a cross, or you slice it up, or you throw it into a frickin' tomb somewhere, you release its true form, and then its true power is unlocked by your hands. Volcanoes, stars, you name it. You see, this whole biome is not in your control. It's in an authority that is much more higher than you. And it has patience, a lot of patience, but it has a line. And when you cross it, that's it. Most scriptures have released this information as that there would be massive chariots from heaven come down and come and destroy everything and la-di-da. No, it works in reciprocation, and it also works in opposites of forces. To come in the physical, teach in the physical, but it can punish in the quantum. And punishments are for the best interests. Now, what those would be, well, that will remain a mystery. You'll feel it. It will shift every single mind on this planet. It will recode what your brain is. And its will be done. You like it or not, willingly or unwillingly, it will happen. Throughout the whole of history. Do you ever think that anything else out in this biome can do any of this? Well, yes is the answer, but to anybody here stuck in control, stuck in empowerment on others, sat pushing people down all the time, no, these ones don't very often do anything, to be honest, apart from know how to destroy everything and make a beautiful world for themselves. They sit there and try and play their little power games, weak. They try and push you and push you and push you to see how far that power really will go. Wow, now that is interesting. Then you release it. Then it's going to smack you from every single angle, from the quantum to beyond, shake your planet, change your ocean waters, collapse your land masses, maneuver the sea, pop the star, collide rocks. make volcanoes become unstable around you. It'll be almost as if the whole entire biome keeps going and going and going until it has got you.
Mm-hmm.
True power is not this. Salvation is not something that you do by running off to a church and praying and going and asking a priest or whoever to pay some money to them and make this stuff go away. A mere mortal. One that is walking the same path of you has more power. It's like that with the divine, isn't it? On religions that have been stolen, translated, interpreted, manipulated in order to benefit a few. And you really think that a true God that you believe in, only believe in it because it benefits you. And it wants just you. Just you lot to be the ones.
They have big ego, don't they, people like that?
Because they've got so used to controlling everything short of the weather.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't get into their religions and pray it away.
Yeah.
And it's funny. They want to try and do things about the situations like weather and climate, but not about their own fate. Oh, no, no, no. Not about their own wars, their battles, their destruction. No, 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 that's perfect. But fuck me, you give it a big weather? Oh, please make this go away. Why is that? Because we told everyone that we're like this with God. Let's hope it didn't incarnate as a fucking cat. Symbology, you say? Symbology, you say?
Yeah.
Pay attention to Mus's chest. It is in everything. Oh, but just like the good old Romans, let's target the cats, shall we? Because these idiots believe that power is seized by taking it, by crushing it, by smashing it, by shooting it, by blowing it up, by killing it. That's what they believe. Idiots. Wrapping a flag up in it, defiling it, or prancing around the stage. And they think because it hasn't happened now, that it hasn't happened, then it must never happen, while trying to shut it out. Fighting over it. Killing in the name of it. Everything else is democracy, but those choices be your own. That's how it is. You did it. Go and find your little laboratories to go pray in.
Yeah.
Its time versus your time. Its power versus your power. I mean, that is very interesting. Very naive indeed. You see the ability to strip you down and lift you singly or all together. bring you up. Without your money, your status, your weapons, just in your truest form. Not saying much really, is it? With your rehearsed speeches. Ooh, hear 'em. That's one thing they all got in common. They're all rehearsing. They look at devil and they look outside themselves. How naive is that? Looking, where could this be? Oh, it must not be true. There mustn't be any devil. You're not it. So go look in the mirror. We want to fight about Iron Fist, imperialism, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Oh my days, to watch this unfold over and over. And yet, no one has taken both and merged them together. Not both together. They're still trying to figure out fusion. Okay, yep, fusion, right, you are. Fusing things outside of you, but not fusing things like this. Not fusing what you have, what you've learned, what you've garnered, and then using that fusion to make it. No, this person needs a job. This person needs to do this. This person needs to do that. Look at them. Gods, aren't they? Look at that. It's almost like they wrote that story about me. Oh, right, you're going over there. You fuck off over there. You arguing with me, lad? You must be a devil. You will never get into heaven like that. Fucking. You know, if you were to take the 1% here in Britain, all of them, this bit, you'll like this, you will love this, and we were to put them on the front line, you watch how quick they pull a peace treaty. That's all businesses. That's all you in the council. It's all you at Saffron. Come on, all of you. Oh, look how mean you are to people. Man, you'll be perfect for this. You go take your battle. You. Let's have a vote, shall we? You go. You're first. Go fight. Peace or war? Right now, behind all of your fortresses, which one would you pick? Peace or war? Well, we're going to go war because we feel safe, yeah? It's an illusion. Front line. You lot, all of you, your businesses. It's all right, we know how to run it. We can run it without you. You go there. Now we'll ask the same question again. Now we've just changed your environment. Sociology, right? Peace or war? Share it or hog it? Sharing means peace. Peace means security. Security means evolving. Hogget means war, you front line. What's it going to be when we change your environment? Let me just do that again. Your environment. Oh, Cupid. In a minute. Which one would it be, do you reckon? Go on, have a bet. Come on, we can get the National Lottery in on this one. This is going to be the bet of the century.
Yeah. You do want it.
We'll bet before you go. Come on.
You know what will happen.
Cast your mind back to Germany.
Yeah.
Both of those up on front line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How quick would the war have been over?
Yeah.
Well, Germany on one side, and then we'll have the rest on the other side, and we'll all watch. Oh, I brought some popcorn. Fuck me, the heat in this place is going to be so hot. I brought some kernels. Get going, because I want to keep my kernels. I got to pop the corn. Then I'm going to eat it and watch. Because what happens afterwards? One's supposed to be good for humanity, right? One's going to move you forwards, aren't they? After all, resistance causes friction, doesn't it?
Friction, yeah.
Doesn't it create friction? Well, where are you heading? With all of your competition, either side that won, if you went through with that, that is, maybe you would have probably made Adolf change his mind, I'm sure. I want to reconsider this. Why is that? Because both populations across the waters are not getting involved with this one. That's traitor! Traitor! You want to tell you something about traitor? When you lot all fuck off to your bunkers, traitors claim this flag and what it represents. And what it means is you send all those people that you find insignificant into the battle. You train them up. Once they're gone, next ones, we'll tell you who goes. Might as well throw women into that bunch. What about kids as well? Fuck your social services, hey? Whilst all the good people stay behind. Absolute horrible, that is. Shit me, you can force people to go and give their lives up in the name of peace, right? But you cannot help anybody in society. Can't make these ones pay taxes. You lot can't collaborate around the world to make them all pay their taxes. That's interesting. Well, they'll go to a different country. Yeah, and then if that country is doing the same deal, can all get your laws right though, can't you, for the people? Oh God, please tell me that you gave one law to these, one law to those, and one law to these over here. No, actually gave it equally. But then how come the planet's in this state? Because people said no. And we live in a true place where we get to vote in good people, right? Carbon fucking copy.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be good.
No, it's not, is it? It is not good.
We can save a whole load of people if you want, and we could save society from being knocked down so that we have to rebuild it again. If we just put you there. Share, care, and find love equals peace. Then, this is a good step towards a future. What future is that? Space? Whoa, wow, that's amazing, that is. And then what happens when we get more resources? What, we're going to go to war again? Let's have a space war, shall we? Look, I was watching Star Wars. It seems like a good idea. I've never seen it, but I imagine it's lots of battle and everything else.
I can't.
Rhetorical.
Yeah.
Which preps you for a future. Preps you for survival, for caring, for doing something about the future. Oh, but we can't see it because it's hindsight. We ain't looking back yet. Shit me, you got enough? Let's go pay some more Romans to be mercenaries, shall we? Comes the council these days, but still, let's keep going, shall we? Let's keep going. Find a good deal. Got money for weapons. We've got money for nothing else. Don't you think that money could be utilised on making cloning technology by now?
Yeah.
Getting to space. Conquering diseases.
Improving technologies, improving medical technology. Yeah. But we are doing stupid
Helping
things.
support what you are.
Yeah. We are doing stupid
Sharing
things.
about. Making an abundant world for everybody.
Yeah. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
You tell me then, if the divine are watching, being gods, whatever, are watching down at this and thinking, why don't we just blow it all up now?
Yeah.
Why don't we just pop the star?
Divine have headache or something when they look at the...
What would be the purpose to keep this continuing? Oh, dear God, please may I have this? Dear God, why are things like this? Dear God, can you tell me what you want me to do? Wait, what did you just say? Can you tell me what I can do to make this place better? Dear God, can you give me the power to help you make this place what you ideally see it to be? That's a fucking prayer and a half.
Yeah.
Would you want me to go post that through your letterbox? I mean, shall we go down to a church and pray? Dear God, how much of my ego can I stretch? Please, may I have this, 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 and this? Ooh, it's going to cost you a cat, it's going to cost you a kid, it's going to cost you this, it's going to cost you your childhood, it's going to cost you your adulthood. Ooh, it's going to cost you a lot of things. No, I can see why no one would pray for that. And then, let me guess, all of these people go up to heaven, right? And they would then be sorting out the divine, yeah?
Yeah.
You, go there and do this. You, go there and do this for me. Report back to me. Why don't you go? But I don't need to. I'm God. Well, one of. But still, I'm God. I think it would walk down here on its own. How come God never comes down as a female? Well, let's just do the maths quickly, shall we?
Maybe it does.
It's not really a woman's world, really, is it?
No.
That would be a fucking challenge on top of a challenge, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Why don't you go down as a hermaphrodite? Well, that would also be a challenge, because... yeah, last time I checked, it ain't what that is it?
No.
You're a XYZ. You're an XYZ. We don't need to listen to XYZ. You're a pauper. The XYZ. You don't know what you do. I mean, you didn't go to this university. I didn't brainwash you. You weren't born into this family. I mean, all of this stuff. No, you would opt for a power position, wouldn't you? You would expect God to come into your family, wouldn't you? Yeah, Arlo, we made the bed for you. You would never expect a God incarnate to go to the most slumpiest place that they could find. You would expect a God to have the most easiest life ever, wouldn't you? Would you? Would you expect that? You would. You would be looking in all the wrong places, though, but you would be looking for that, though, wouldn't you? I think it's going to be this family. No, actually, I think it could be this one. Well, if we dress this one up like a Christmas tree over there, they know we're going to go in there. No God's going to go there. Oh, muggles. Oh.
I wouldn't expect God coming here at all, actually.
God is going to be in the church.
Is it
Have you seen what you lot do?
in the church?
If fucking hell. If I were a god, mate, I would never be going near a church. Only God can judge me. Oi, isn't that guy? Oi, watch it, because he might be stealing that laptop over there. Oh dear, is that another thing that is not quite correct there? Someone just sort of influenced the story and decided to tarnish the record? Interesting. How you know about that is another thing entirely, but yeah. Seeking forgiveness, are we? Understanding? No, judgmental. That's interesting, that. Oh, I forgot. God loves that shit.
No.
Symbology, you say? But do you think anything has ever come? Do you think anything has ever drove up towards the design? And do you know what I will say? I'm going to say that it's not true. God is not true. Don't work it out. Don't even have a look. It's not there. Go over to science because it's helped you out enough so far. How many poisonous products are you eating?
Who knows?
What toxins are you taking?
Who knows?
That must have been scientists to put lead in the fucking petrol and God knows what else. What about the arsenic? Yeah, on science. Sure. And then, can you make scientists do these things? Well, of course you can. You kick down their fucking life and then offer them a great big check if they just walk this way. Wow, corruption. It's beautiful. Welcome to the club, my friends. Welcome to the club. I hate focusing on this stuff because it is so fucking negative. It's unbelievable. And then you're a negative person. And I don't want to be negative. I want to be a positive person. But how can you be positive in a world full of negative individuals that seem to get very far?
Yeah. Because someone walked for them their path in front of them.
And then how do you know what's real and what's not? Because people are constantly kicking shit out from underneath you, which then makes you fall down and then go, oh, please. Oh, but look, we can offer you this path here. Oh, fucking hell, why don't you say so? But to say no. Well, then you must go into the swamp then. We know what you don't like. We're going to force you into it until you bow down. No. Good luck with that. Good luck. And you would think then that there isn't nothing else out there. Let's just say it's not true. There's nothing else out there that have got more of a development of understanding. Yesterday I was talking about this, that death, you understand something about death. When you channel into your clones, well, it's all a load of bullshit. Well, it's happening on your own planet right now. If you pay attention to it, it is already happening.
Yeah.
It is possible. It's more than likely. It's also happening in your own species and you don't even realize it. That's the most no-brainer probability. But anything that's clever enough would focus their resources onto that, to figuring that out. But there again, if they do in the way that it's structured right now, what would they end up doing? Well, they'd end up breaking people's backs while cloning them, right? Just genetically fucking up the clone just enough to dial it back, to dumb it down, just like you're doing now, really. But just on steroids now. You would cripple the masses just so you had higher authority to everybody else. Well, enjoy it, because that was your God season, but that's all you're getting. Well, change, and we might have an agreement, but don't believe it. Don't take my word for it. Go and pray to yourself. Go within. Really go within. Go in the wilderness. Go have the hard life, because apparently it makes geniuses. We're just going to give it to you hard. That's why none of them want it hard. Fucking hell. Seriously. Walk the path, and then maybe I'll believe it. Ah, dear. And then you don't think that any other life forms have figured this out, have gone the other way. So it doesn't truly matter whether you do or you don't, but that's a decision. Conscious or unconscious, it's still a decision. You've made your decision, or have you, or haven't you? Then there's going to be a decision made on that decision, like it or lump it. It's been done multiple times. So do what you will. Let's look at it from other life forms that have worked this out.
Yeah.
how far closer each time? So again, because it's all hypothetical and it's all bullshit, yes, whatever. But each time they die,
Yeah.
they're able to grab the soul. You would test this with an animal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to grab the soul, and first off, you do it very quickly. But you notice something. There's this peaking, and something happens to you where you get a little bit of information. You won't understand it because you live once.
Yeah.
You just live once, and then when you die, well, you meet it. What if the test is for you to crack that code?
Maybe it is, yeah.
I've nearly died. Been close on a few occasions, but still, this particular one stands out. You get so close to something, and you come back with information. That's an interesting thing. Now, that's a near miss. That's hell of a risk, right? Just to start making people have near-death experiences and whatever else. That's a very weird way to do it. And then it starts to unlock something. Wait a second, what is that? Well, it doesn't want you to know it only when it wants you to know it. In certain ways, that's one way to do it. So you then start to learn a little piece, but that's going to dry up very soon by having near-death experiences. And then there's the whole naysayers, the naysayers that are like, no, come on, it's because you release this chemical and that one happens. The 20% are arguing with that. 80% are like, most people are like, I just don't know. It's just, well, you wouldn't know it even if it smacked you in the face. Technically, you're living in a toxic lifestyle, but you think it's great and you plaster a smile on your face and off you go. Do you know how much better life could be? With this much time that has resonated on this planet, do you know how much more better life could actually be? For everybody, for everyone. Why would you not want that for everybody? That's the bit I can't get my head around. That you only want it for some, but you don't want it for everyone. I just do not understand that.
Me
That would be like the divine going, only certain life forms are going to be able to do this. Oh, we like these ones over here. They're just the right sort of shape, size, and everything else. I just like their feet. Let's work with them. Or do you think that they go around everywhere teaching every life form, except for animals, but they do get their opportunity? And all of these life forms that have been unlocked, do you think they've got their favourites?
Yeah.
Do you honestly believe that? Do you think they've got their favourites, or is it more like they've got their ones that actually work with them? That is a big difference. That is a big difference in favouritism versus what if everybody had equal opportunities? All the life forms that are intelligent had the same amount of guidance. Some decided to go with it. And throw caution to the wind and dive straight in. How far do you think they've got? Do you need a comparison? Do you need to see it? Are you ready to see it without getting scared about it? That's the difference. And even if you were to, it wouldn't really matter. Because, they would have to be taught about this. Anyway, let's dive into this then. So you're getting clones and you're learning it, right? You're learning to channel into it. You're learning to pick up on that. Multiple clones, multiple places, multiple this, multiple learning, multiple data, multiple information. You speed up evolution. Everything that's been given to you as a life as a basic, right? Can you make it better? Can you make life better for nature? What happens when you make nature from the environment that it's been given to you in the godly format? Can you make it better?
Yeah.
Have you not made life already easier for yourselves? Some more so than others, right? But have you not already been able to make this better? You have, yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
Yeah, why? Why have you made it better? Because you can, because it feels right, because there's this sort of pull in one direction.
it's possible.
You feel
you
it, right?
want it.
So that's a high capability then, yeah?
Yeah.
Right now, it should. What usually happens is it starts off slow and it gets faster and faster and faster and faster. Well, usually that's the pattern.
Yeah.
And then there are some life forms that want to slow it down. So it starts to take off and it gets quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker, and then working with this flow leads you to a place of where you're at now. America, take a look at America. Okay, not perfect. All right, fair enough. They broke away, but they took that power, not the power, they took that ability to work with this force. In God, we trust.
Yeah.
You're damn right. And look, take a look at it. Young nation, but look at it. That advance. Try not to lose it. Work with that. Work with it. Look what happens when you work with it. Did it not open Pandora's box to fast? You were making breakthroughs every other month, every other week, every other day, every other hour, every other second. You can do it. It's potential for the whole world to do it. There's no ifs or buts or maybes about it. But when you slow it down, when you jam it, America is such a young nation. Britain is much more older, more advanced than what America is based on age, right? Do you get how this cloning has already taken place, right?
Yeah.
So you would have expected Britain to have surpassed because of how old it is.
Yeah.
America has lapped Britain twice, maybe even 3 times over. It's stagnated and it's sped up and it's stagnated and sped up. Yes, okay, it's ironing it out. I'm sure it's going to get there. I would like to think so. But yet, Britain? Where the fuck has it gone? The same shit that probably the Americans first that left walked away from.
Yeah.
What do we have? It's the same anywhere else. What do you think happens if, let's say, EU, Russia, America, China has rockets? I think Britain are making them, but still, let's say they all started getting resources from out, bringing it in. How faster do you think they will speed up?
Yeah, they would cooperate, wouldn't they?
If they did, test it.
They could improve
Test
some
it.
technologies.
Test it.
Yeah. Go more
Test
further.
it. Find out. If you start bringing some stuff back, watch what opens for you. Why? Because it's the next chapter. What is it? Because it's the next chapter of what you want to do? Or is it the next chapter that you feel compelled to do? Deep within your soul, something feels like it's guiding you towards it.
Yeah.
It really is. You feel it in everything you do. If you do and follow this, whatever you want to label it, God, light, spirituality, whatever you want, label it whatever makes you feel better. What do you think will then start happening? Let's say if Britain sits here and still does the same thing, what are we going to do? We're going to stay stuck in the past? Whilst they say very easily to you and everybody else here, oh, you're living in the past. You just got to forget about the past. And then you hear other people saying this because it's been put into the society.
Yeah.
Oh, you keep living in the past. Yes, you are right.
Yeah, who's holding everything in the past? Even though they pretend it's not.
This is the past.
Yeah.
Yes, there are a few gradients to the future, don't get me wrong. There's been a few breakthroughs, but if they had their way, it wouldn't have been given to everybody. It would have been kept for the ones with the most kuposhka.
Yeah.
It hit America, and then America bring it here for free.
Yeah.
All right, shades of grey to it. I get it. I understand that. There are shades of grey to it, must admit, but for free.
Yeah.
They didn't care about how rich or poor you were. If you could afford the... Go on then, have a go. How much more further do you think that you can go? Yes, it is what it is. It's whatever you want it to be. Believe it, disbelieve it. Up to you. Wouldn't make the mistake of the Romans, though. I really wouldn't. There's been many empires that have fallen. And have you ever followed it back enough throughout history that they've always attacked something significant?
Yeah.
And a little bit after, even volcanoes couldn't stand them. Even diseases were fucking strife. And then quickly jot this into a fucking book somewhere, right? Well, you could have learnt this from Egyptians if you'd have asked them. But if they would have told you the truth, where did you get that from? Well, it was us. Which bit? Which bit was you? Then you were to ask the Mayans. The true ones would say, well, we found it. We figured this bit out of it. Now, that would be a little bit more honest.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of found this, and we've interpreted it so far as this, truthfully. But it doesn't make sense. Yes, because ancient Egyptians do not have all of the information. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. And then you've got loads of people editing history. It's been going on for fucking hell. Why do you ever break away from that? When will you ever break away from that? The thing is, you've got to be able to follow it backwards. They've all taken pieces.
Yeah.
And they've all added their interesting pieces to it as well. Do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
They've added some very interesting bits of knowledge into that. Just as beautiful, but not all of it makes sense, and there's a reason, because it's been fragmented. When do you understand that being together helps you hold the pieces of the puzzle? And not nationally, but put it in. Let's say that one group said this much.
Mm-hmm.
This was made by this group. This was figured out by this group. Being a world, a nation, whatever it may be. Ireland said this. America said this. Russia found this. This one said this. EU said this. Britain said this. This said this. That's your picture going forwards.
Mm-hmm.
But we've added in this bit. The Egyptians, the Mayans, the Incas, anything else that you want to put in there from history so far is this much.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to question mark all of that.
Yeah.
You know yourself. You know yourself. Do you not take something from Egypt and go, this bit we'll keep for ourselves, this bit we'll tell you?
Mm-hmm.
Have you not changed any of that bit that you tell other people? Do you think that there is a physical Bible and then there is a physical, but it's quantum Bible?
Yeah.
Do you think there's a version that they tell you and a version that they keep?
Yeah, and
Do you think that?
And there are many versions, and very different. Yeah.
And then where did you get that from?
Mm.
Well, we made it. Yes, I know you've put your bits into it, but where did you get it from?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, we got it from here.
Mm.
Now, that's honest.
Mm.
Now, do you see what you do yourselves? Henry built the churches here, yes? Or whoever. He didn't build them, but he knocked them down, yes?
Yeah.
Why? Because he wanted to change it.
He wanted the power for himself.
And then what was once a religion here is falling down. You've now got councils doing graveyards.
Mm.
Why? Money. What else? To control it. No candle, no this, no that.
Yeah.
Then bit by bit, after time, after time, after time, that will fall out. Because you play a game to knock it down.
Yeah.
Then it will then be understood as governance.
Mm-hmm.
Kingdoms. Bit by bit by bit by bit. You will know because you're more worthy to know it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not how the planet is meant to work. You've made it this way. I mean, to go off after this, don't believe it, don't believe it. But what would you say? Why did you hide it? Why did you not share it? Why were you not truthful? I mean, these people demand that you tell them the truth. You must tell us the truth. You must tell us the truth. Then why do you not? What is the difference? Well, we are better people. We are allowed to hide things from you. You cannot hide things from us because you are the worst people. Although we don't say that. You don't need to. The actions speak louder than the words.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah.
So when cloning, going on to other things, But when cloning and you die, there's this ripple. There's this spike. So you live in and things start to shut down. And there's this, it's obvious as anything. And then you collect the soul and put it back. Let's say you make a clone or whatever else in this sort of capturing the soul. This is where you get to, you start off with cloning and then you die. Then you start to see some things. Yeah, like, oh, what the hell is that? Then you begin to capture that essence. That's, why do you capture it? Well, because I want to put it into another avatar. Yes, this designs afterwards. Most will do this because the age ratio is still something, that they're still aging. Is there a possibility that once it gets to a certain age, rather than going through all of this yada yada yada, to put the original essence into another avatar that's slightly younger, and then off it goes again to be able to capture the soul? But when you capture it, or at least you have it transition through something, it allows you to see even more. When you die as a clone, you begin to see something. But each time, it becomes a little bit more, each death of your clone, and you're able to channel into it. Again, you still don't know for sure. Why? Because it's still a mystery. Why is it a mystery? Because something is... I'm trying to explain to people, and then they go through it themselves, and then you're all having these stoic moments about what the hell it is. That we're all seeing something. Then you try and capture it, and then it makes a ripple.
Yeah.
Which is dubbed a star. This, where the fabric seems to converge, and you are that centerpiece in between all of these different directions of. Then this opens up how many different layers of reality there are. It's a shame that this has to be a story and it's not a piece of reality that you're narrating back. First, it starts as a piece of quantum. It's designed to open you up. What do you do with this information? That's the question. That's the biggest question here. Have you learned anything? It's not an answer. What do you do with the information that you get? How do you respond to it? How does it make you think? What happens after? What do you do with that? Do you learn anything from the wisdom, or do you not? Therefore, well, then there's going to need to be some change, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. You believe it, don't believe it. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Do, don't. But again, decision or indecision, or part decision, or know it all, you know all of it, so decision. Anyway, anyone can learn this stuff. Anyone can feel this. Anyone can accept it. You gotta really go there. It's not about a hard life, an easy life. It's about being open. You've got to push through the layers. You don't just get there. You've got to get through the frequencies, and there are many more. When you live in a bandwidth, you stay stuck in it. You've lived this bandwidth for so long. But often you have to come down to reality. That's the point. You see, learning on death, learning on birth, there's one thing to learn it and experience it from this format. Pretty shit. Because you don't remember it, and then death, well, you never live to tell the tale. Yeah, that's kind of pointless. Then you transition a little bit more, history goes on. If you had spent most of your money, your time, your existence, as the whole of humanity looking back, doing this stuff, and I say, well, we didn't know. You did know. You did. Everybody did. You used to feel it so much more. You shut it out. Because it was profitable. Because it gave you gold. It gave you something. And it gave you power. That's the bottom line of it. It's giving you power. That's what it's doing. Open to corruption. There you are. That's what it is. You'll think that this is the only band that there is. Yes, you could look at it like that. But is it true that there are multiple bands to reality? keep going, keep going. Have you defined the moments of each individual part of reality yet? So you could look at it as reality, do nothing, and you live like an animal, right? Out in the wilderness. That's one layer of reality, isn't it? Bed being made for you and all the rest of it. I understand that. Then there's another layer of reality, isn't there? And another layer of reality, and another layer of reality, and it just keeps on going and going. The quantum is the same thing. Quantum reality, technically, when you dive into it. Getting into it and holding it is an interesting thing. To stay in that radio frequency, that channel, to keep in that channel. That's an art. You learn it, just like you learn reality. Much of reality, you're told to stay in this bandwidth. Know your place. Your bandwidth of reality is to be someone that has money, but you work for it and you'll stay in that. King's reality is completely different to your reality. The government's reality is different to this, this, and this. There's many more. Those are very, very narrow bands. Where you live on the planet, that type of reality. What you do with your band of reality, can you subcategorize the bands of reality? Yes, you can. There are multiple ways, but it's being allowed to think freely and then be able to act on that thinking. That's another thing entirely. A quantum world is that thought, that upper thought that then comes in and blends into reality, and then you get a duality where the imagination flows in your reality field. That is duality. There's triality, which is a next level up. This gets more and more interesting. Feelings are another one. I didn't really touch into this one yesterday. I wanted to focus more on information and what you can do to build that information, but you've also got feelings. What could you do with more time? Can you learn this? Can you learn this? Yes. Can you learn this? Yes. Can you learn this? When you begin to clone. Cloning is a very different bandwidth of living than what you live now. You notice this with plants. It's an interesting thing. Very, very interesting. Oh man, it's on borderline fascinating beyond obsessed with it. It's almost like it gives you all of these clues everywhere. Stars, everywhere. Cloning. Your whole reality is created by cloning. That's how possible it is. It just speaks to you. It speaks to everybody. It is highly possible. There's cloning, and then there is also not just cloning. This is an interesting one. There's also splitting it, which you could say is a clone, technically. And then there is fusing it. And then what about fusing two different versions of something? And then making avatars. Do you know why making avatars is something fascinating? Do you know why? It's accidentally found, really, where you see this. Yeah. Triangle above with the light above you. It's a star, but still, call it whatever you want. Whatever helps you. Because, let me give you an example. You ever wanted to fly?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask everybody in humanity a question. If you could fly, if you could be blessed with the gift of flying, would you want to fly? And I think everybody would say yes. Everybody, right? So that becomes a conundrum, right? So to be selfless in a world would be acting like this. Would you be given a choice? You ask everybody in society whether they want to fly. Near enough, 90%, I don't think everybody would say, yes, I'd love to be able to fly. It comes with a term and condition, but still, again, and you know that you can evolve naturally.
Yeah.
You can also play around with evolving.
Yeah.
It's not recommended if you are only one vessel. If you get cloning, you are then going to play around with avatars and you are going to learn more about evolution. That you can see evolution happening. You can't. When you look back on yourself with multiple clones and different things like that, again, you are going to be evolving. You don't notice it while going through it yourself. When you die, you feel like you've just you know about it. Living with that and being able to deal with that, it gets easier because you've got birth, death, cloning, growing. That's birth. This becomes a new understanding of birth. Not the birth that you... Anyway, it doesn't matter. And internal birth, exterior birth. There's an exterior birth. Like the plant that grows from a seed and then is able to be cloned. That's a different type of birth. That's an exterior birth as opposed to an internal birth, which is exterior because we're talking plants. When we're talking humans, it's internal. And then you have an external. Innernatal, antenatal. Fucking hell, you have to change those words around. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, what was we talking about? Yes, so you're watching evolution. Yeah. Technically from the outside. It's speeding up, yes. But can you change it? Now, being selfless is a very weird thing. When you're cloning and you want to make let's say you want to add wings in, not just adding the wings, but being able to know how to utilize the wings. Very interesting. If you can become an animal, you get to understand about the animal, therefore it can help you understand about... Soul capture is a very interesting thing. So let's say if humans were able to make changes to the genetics before they were able to clone, and you would ask the humanity here, do you want to fly? And they say, yeah, I'd love to. The only catch to this one is you can't fly yourself, but your kids can. Your newborns will begin to fly. So you see, with that, you could then manage to make the next child grow with wings. Teaching them how to fly, now that's going to be an interesting thing. So you watch another animal and you learn it from the outside, and then you perhaps might do it in a different way. Birds will chuck something out of a nest and maybe, sort of thing, but you might try this in a different way with softer landing. The bird isn't really going to think, might go and put some leaves down there. Or perhaps that's why they have kids at a certain time of the year, in order because the ground might be a bit more softer in those times. Who fucking knows? More cleverer than they appear to be, but still, little work, little energy. See, humans would do something different. But if you teach the bird to make softer landing, if you could teach them, would they evolve to do it? Now that's interesting. Teach them to go and stack up a load of leaves there with the beak. Very painstaking, but still predators. That's a bit of a risk. You're on the floor. They might not be inclined to, but if something changed where they felt a bit more relaxed and therefore the environment changes a little bit that allows them to do that, they probably would change to do that. Rather than being in fight or flight looking around for predator, or I'd rather be up here. Perhaps when you change the environment, perhaps it changes the mind, which then makes them relax enough to look at you a bit more, not see you as a threat, and nothing else is threatening. They might start operating a little bit different, and then you can teach them to do things. Now, that would be very interesting, and then they push their young onto a soft landing, but again, if it hurts a little bit, they might learn to flap those wings a little bit more, and maybe this teaches them not to flap their wings. Do birds then stop flying if there's less predators around? Do they tend to sort of walk a bit more? Bit like chickens. Do they evolve to then become land creatures because they're no longer eaten because their environment's changed? And I don't actually like flying. Why would you want to fly? We'll swap, shall we? Anyway, but still, we understand that evolution is a very funny thing. So when the environment changes, it will change you, and you will adapt to the environment. Lovely, wonderful. But for humans, they're going to be obsessed with flying. It's a real thing. So if you could manipulate the genetics of the next generation to grow with wings, develop wings, sounds very science fiction. Just sit with it and see how it goes. And you could do this first. The only problem is that you would only be able to get your kids to do it. You wouldn't do it all in the masses and roll it out like a mass fucking vaccine program. That's absolutely not going to happen. But a few may test it. You may test it on animals first, probably, and then perfect it there. And then they grow with wings. Lovely. And then you're like, this is successful with the humans. We'll try it with a few humans. That kind of works. Those people are, yeah, all right, we'll give it a go. So I'll play around with that. Do this, do that. It's not a public service, but a human service. That's a very interesting thing. And how their lives develop. If it doesn't work, perhaps go back to the drawing board, perfect it a bit more. But you get there in the end. Bit by bit, you learn. You progress. Well, you know, you built a calculator before computers. Perhaps that was the other way around. Maybe. But still, you know, clockwork mechanisms before you get the actual motorized ones, propulsion. And same thing. You have to evolve with the sticks in the woods first before you're able to make something that's brutal, isn't it? So then you genetically modify your kids in a way, a weird way that's very beneficial, and it doesn't have many long-term complications. Do you understand what being selfless is?
Yeah.
That if it works successfully with no lingering effects and is highly beneficial for space, pros and cons. Anyway, you'll learn that when you get there. Pros and cons, pros and cons. And it's beneficial if you spend your time not doing other things. You can spend your time doing this, which is a bit late now, perhaps, if you're about on the space era. But store it away and save it for later, because you're going to have a long time in space. You might as well fuck around with shit. When you do this, the selfless thing is that when it's successful, we have to make a decision then. You're probably going to have at least 10% of the population, maybe 20, that don't want to do it. And then those children that are born might like that idea, but they might not like that idea. You ever wonder why some people are scared of heights and other people love it?
Yeah.
It's a bit like new trees that you've got, but it still kept the pine trees. You evolved from this, and this, perhaps, but you still got the last ones. Just in case this don't work, those ones are next. You don't actually lose it. Still got the building blocks here? Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Just in case. So you have a smaller percentage of that, which in comparison is smaller, and then you've got a larger amount of your population. You always got some. It's probably wise to be that way, and usually it's natural. It's very natural. People feel, I probably aren't going to do that. And then the kids are growing like, I'm so glad that they never made me with wings. Okay, and then the rest of the population are like, fucking love it! Building up loads of confidence and all that sort of this, that, and the other. Do you see how being selfless is? You, yourself, may never go through that, but a decision to make for the next gen.
For someone. Yeah.
For the next generation. Could you imagine that in a very different way? That if it was achievable, you would then see all of your elites with wings.
Yeah.
And they would keep it for themselves.
Yeah.
You can't have it. Do you see why certain gifts should never be unlocked for the species if you can't even share it out?
Yeah.
Because then you'll hog it, you'll hold on to it, and then you'll try and make yourselves to be better. But you probably wouldn't do that because just in case it all goes fucking wrong, and then I want to be an angel. What's your name? This.
Yeah.
You can be anything. Once you start down that road, you can be anything. And don't tell me this hasn't already been fucked around with in underground laboratories that are so secure. I bet you have. I bet you have. I bet you any money that this has already been done. Fucking stitching dog heads with fucking humans. You ever wonder what those ancient Egyptian drawings are all about? It's almost like something's been here before and taught them the exact same thing. Why do we need to do all of this stuff for? Because in a future day, this will happen. Hey, you came from up there? Yes. Up there being within you up there. But you need to go up there. For what? You need stuff. You're going to need a few ingredients. Here's your shopping list. But it might not serve you right now. But trust that if it does, we'll get you. Well, these life forms made it. Got to the end of the chessboard, I see. Did you want your humans back? Oh, yes, please. Okay, then. Did it only take one pawn to get here? No, it took all of you to get here. Are you going to be judged to be worthy enough? Do you want to come here or do you want to stay here fuck arsing around? Well, I want to stay here. Okay, there's plenty of space. After all, you amply named it correctly. It looks empty, doesn't it? Contrast flip. That would be interesting. Could you imagine if one of your eyes saw the reverse of reality? and another one of your eyes saw the reality as it is now. Basically, in flip mode, you would see all of the stuff that you can't see, and all the stuff that you can see, you can't see, but then you get to see this stuff. And another one of your eyes, sort of like fucking parallel fucking eyes. Do you ever think the eyes are still evolving?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, do you think that when you start to master it, perhaps the eyes begin to, or perhaps another sense comes out? Wait, no point hiding it anymore, is there? You already know it's there. As opposed to an instrument, it becomes a tool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Each time you unlock something, you level up, level up, level up, level up. Now, how much more of a benefit would that do? Well, not only can you see it, but now I notice I got this other thing in me. What the fuck is that? It looks like a hand. Yeah, one that's invisible to you right now. But why is it invisible? Oh, I can touch this invisible stuff with this invisible hand that's now made manifest. Oh my god! You know, you can use this to grab the shit that you can't see. Could you ever imagine that? Now that would be weird, wouldn't it? That would be an interesting reality. Or once you thought you got to the end of the board, let's say, you know, you gotta learn this shit. I don't know if I like you, God, anymore. Why all these tests? Why has it got to be so hard? It's not. Well, once you get there, I think you get it easier. Actually, because you yeah. Anyway, prepare the way. Prepare the way. Anyway, so yes, we understand that there's a lot of missing history. There's an incredible amount. And even if the land masses didn't change or anything else, and nothing got lost to tide and time, if it didn't get lost, it would still be lost. Because it would have been twisted, hidden, battle, lost, changed, Romans, paste over here, just chisel it like this. I want to be drawn like this. Okay, peacock it is. Do you want feathers? Yes, I do. Part fucking lion. If you could pick any avatar in the world on the planet, you only see what you see. So think of anything outside the box. That would be quite hard to do so. Secondly is, try and create something that's outside the box. That's also very tricky to do. You also need to be able to sort of see it in order to understand it. Alright, I sort of understand that. You're a sort of fucking alien-y thing. Well, what's this thing for? It does this. Oh, I want one of those. Alright, now I can take a little bit of... Alright, thank you very much, you know, and you can take that. I don't know why you want to build us, but, you know. Anything else? Come back when I got the flu. The flu? Never mind. I'll let you know. Yeah, you know, here's some DNA for you, motherfucker. Anyway, so you can sort of then build up upon that. The more you see, the more you know. The more you know, the more you're able to create. The more you see, the more you can observe, take, look at, inspect. And when we talk about the more you see, the more you know, what happens if you have life forms that you find that are on another place somewhere else? Life forms, humanoid-y type things. They got no eyes. Hey, you see that there? Why they got no fucking eyes? They got no fucking eyes. And then it's, whoa, it knows what I'm doing. You can see and hear me? No need to shout. Oh, fucking hell, did you pop that in my head? Communicating a different fucking hell. Don't we study? Yeah, well, we also want to study you. Oh my god, it's like they're talking in my head. Do you know, back in the day on Earth, never mind, they used to think that this was some sort of schizophrenia. Did you hear voices? Come on, take some tablets. Do you see? And then they look back and it's, even from a time of now, I'm saying this, that they used to take arsenic as medicine. Like, it all sounds very weird, doesn't it? All of this all sounds fucking strange, doesn't it? And then life unfolds. And I don't know if anyone's here is going to be alive to see it. No, probably not. Perhaps the suspended animated ones. I think that ship already sailed. I mean, you know, if you started studying the brain and different things like that, and death and everything else after that, you would be like, yo, what do we do with all the people in this cylinder? Shh, mommy, that's like fucking kill business. So you mean to say that we're keeping... Yep. And the ship's already... In terms of the Soul ship has already sailed? Yeah, it is. I mean, it's like an end of a business. No one's going to ever want to end that fucking business, are they? Well, where did he go? I don't know. Into the ether. You sound like Tesla. That's because I am. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, but so you got to have fun with this stuff. You really do. So yeah, and then the more you see, some people might like, and if it gets better that you can do it in real time, sort of fuck around with your own genetics. Now we've got a lion head. I know, Mum, I know, you said that I shouldn't, but I went and got a snake tail. Oh my fucking God! Back in the day, it used to be so much more easier. They used to complain about tattoos. Now, what are you going to do with that thing? Alright, okay, you can keep it. Well, good, because it's permanent. Can't exactly rub this shit off, Mum. Yeah, fucking right, you can imagine the future being so fucking crazy. Grow your own fucking teeth like fangs. You don't suck blood? No, but I bite meat. That's a pickle, and we don't eat meat anymore. Yeah, but I'm still pretending. Like fucking ancient caveman here. Fucking retro look. Anyway, but still. And then they start to draw these all over the pyramids. Maybe. There's some lost to the tides. But back then, they were probably using the equivalent of fucking makeup. Which, minerals. They're gone. They gone. But the Egyptians might have gone over there and had a wee little look. Before all of the shit went all crazy. Who knows? They passed down stories of seeing all of this stuff. Carved it into the ice. Trying to hold on to the information. Which is pretty good, because it expands what you need to write with, and now you've writ with things, wrote, which then everyone was like, what are we going to do with all these pieces of fucking paper? LCD screen, anyone? What's that? This, I can write. That's fucking clever. That's pretty fucking awesome. And then it leads you to create databases, which then hold the information, just in case there's a big bad fucking storm happen. Recovery. I wouldn't be keeping seed banks. I'd be keeping fucking discs in space. And computers and solar panels and technology up there. Why? Just in case anything happens here. Apparently the last time we checked, loads of shit went underneath the ocean. We might piss off a god. Yeah. Or two. Yeah. Okay, Egyptians, do you want to send some of that shit to the moon? How the fuck are we going to do that? Yeah, that big bright thing up there. We need some elastic. What the fuck do we need elastic for? Well, it's easier to say that we can catapult some things up there. Wait, what? I know. You need 2 pyramids of X, Y, Z. They need ring pulls in the top, and we'll pull it all back. Do you actually think that is possible? That you can slingshot things out? If it's big enough. And then it'll be like, no one would ever be able to pull that. What are you going on about? Depends how many people you got pulling it. Do you want to know how we built the pyramids? How's that? We were slingshotting the fucking things. No, just kidding. But still, could you imagine that? That would be an interesting thing. So rockets would then fall down and they wouldn't be anything now. It'd just be slingshotting it everywhere. Right, save your fuel, wouldn't it? And save it for later just in case you run out of fuel. Which is okay because you've got atmosphere, so you can fill a rocket up with atmosphere and push out atmosphere. Did you know, like lungs? We got lungs, yes. We breathe in and out all of the time. You know, could you imagine making a device that sucks in a load of air using very little energy? Or once you've got it, you've got this self-fulfilling prophecy machine that creates energy 24/7 without ever needing any fuel. It just needs to get started. So you only need to fuel it up once. And you need to make the rocket so that it sucks in a load of air. As it blows out a paddle with multiple energy devices on it that are going to be like dynamos, they start paddling really fast. And some of that energy is going to go back into filling up another rocket. Once that's expended, once it gets going, as long as you've got atmosphere, it'll keep sucking it in and throwing it out. And you've also got perfect motors. This is a self-fulfilling prophecy that then generates energy. I mean, fucking hell, I have loads of them. Could you ever imagine that? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Be like the fucking lungs. Conspiracy theory, says I. But anyway, still, you know, do what you want. And back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Self-fulfilling. But you look at me really strangely sometimes. You know, I just like thinking. I just love it. It's a great feeling. Anyway, we'll get into more on that one later. But yeah, then once you've got that, you can pull things, slingshot them. There's small payloads. I mean, could you imagine that life forms that started off slingshotting shit found out how to make things really elasticated? Do you ever wonder why you plait? Why you've plaited things?
To make it stronger?
To make it stronger, yeah, that's interesting. Do you even know what that... I'm not going to reveal that one just yet, but do you know what that serves a purpose for? It didn't serve just a purpose for, like, binding things and everything else and making strength. No. No, that's got a much more bigger purpose. Hasn't been figured out yet. You know, so mundane as things. There are a few more like that, by the way. Quite a few. They just haven't come into ratio yet or fruition. So you then start drawing mythology with a, let's say, an owl's head, a cat's head on a human, dog's head on human. And everyone looks at that thinking, what the fucking hell were they doing? Is it making sense yet? Is it beginning to make sense? You can play around with genetics. What did they know that you didn't? How did they know that? Well, because there was loads of people here with loads of headgear. And then they begin to make it, to memorize it. They don't want to lose this information. But where did you get the other information from? Well, we stole it. That doesn't sound great for an empire, does it? Well, where did you learn all that from? We stole it. Wait, haven't you told us that stealing is bad? Well, this type of stealing isn't. We've also omitted things and we've added things where we omitted.
Yeah.
You want to think of it, big hole under ocean, water runs in. We take away the ground, and then we add in a load of water. Yeah, anyway, the crazy boat sailed a long time ago, and I'm cool to be crazy because the future always proves it. And then you know what? You don't need to have ego because when it happens, and it will, in certain times it will happen because it already has happened. And a lot of things have been done from the past to now. Do you know why? You know, you can drop a seed from a great height from a tree, and it makes a shit's no difference whether it falls gently or it falls fast and hard. It's landing on soft stuff anyway. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So if you scale a tree, and usually the tree will drop the seed really fucking gently down, yes?
Yeah.
Well, other than that, you can get up to the top of the tree and throw these fucking seeds without any of that casing. They hit the ground and they fucking germinate.
Yeah.
You ever wonder why they make it drop down so gently? I mean, giant redwood. It's for two reasons.
I thought that it would, if it was windy, it would go further away.
If it's windy, it would go further away.
Yeah.
It's possible. If it's windy, it would go further away.
Yeah.
I've never noticed that. They always drop it when it seems to be quite calm.
I'm
So
not
then the tree would hold on to the seed until late
I'm not
winter.
saying it is. I just thought that. I don't know.
Have you noticed just before the leaves start browning off, they wait for the winds? It's usually in the windy season that they let go of their leaves anyway. That's an interesting thing. It's almost like it's perfect timing. Ladybirds are very good at long-distance weather predictions. They're not just the only ones. Lots of things are. Now, this dropping down, so two reasons. You got one of them. Do you know what the other reason is for?
No.
Safety. Do you know what the third reason is for?
No.
For you to land it. What happens if you have a massive payload that comes in from space?
You can use that.
Well, how does nature know that things cook when they come through? To then teach you how to make things rotate in. I've never seen this done so far yet, but it can be done. It's corkscrewing. You can make some of the most biggest payloads. Could you imagine if an aeroplane had this device built into it? Then it starts fucking nosediving, and then all of a sudden, these things shoot out the sides, and then it just... Everything inside is going to be mega freaking sick. Not all of it. Some of it will be like, wee, this is fun, man. Who thought we're crashing was fun. This probably would be quite fun. Then if it's over ocean as well, but it does have a downside over water. It kind of drills in, but it's got to fall down nice and gently. So if you inflate the front, it's all about timing. It will then. You can save loads of people doing this, and then it can teach you a load of other things.
Yeah.
That you can bring in payloads.
Yeah.
Because you are seeding the planet.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. It doesn't work on most other places, but sure, most on Earth it works. So nature, if ever planted anywhere else, will evolve. It will be the seed ratio. It will always give you the key of thumb or to show you how to deal with the atmosphere. After all, the atmosphere is like the tree, is like the bronchioles of the planet. Technically a bit more advanced than bronchioles. It understands the environment and therefore germination. It incubates, whereas most of the life forms on the planet incubate inside, internally, under pressure. Well, trees don't need the pressure because they rely on the pressure of the atmosphere. They're very adapted to that. So they use incubation on the outside. And they also rely on the temperature as well. So they're very finicky when it comes to temperature, which is quite interesting. That's very clever, wouldn't you say so?
Yeah.
So then when you bring them in the winter, or just before the winter rolls in, autumn, before autumn, yeah, they begin to read that and then are like, you know what, I'm making use of this Indian summer. Wait, this Indian summer seems to be lasting a long time. I don't really give a shit. Yeah, have some fruit. Have some more fruit. And then, yes, it also increases spider mite, caterpillars. What else have we had? Anthids. Anything else? Yeah, we had quite a few. So before you bring them in, you need to put them in the freezer. Yeah, cram them in the freezer. Yeah, they're going to not die off, but they're going to go in suspended animation in that. But most of the things that were on it, the nasty nigglies, they're not really, but those will die first. It's terrible to say that. That is such fucking darkness, that is. But again, I haven't got contraception for all of you lot. If I did, you'd fucking get it. I'd feed you like fish. You know, if I could get them all off, I would put them outside, but I can't. So, you know, well, I can, and I can't, and I can. Anyway, but still, there are many ways to do this, and I'm only in it for the little bit of science that I do need. A lot of other things have really been successful. So, yeah, and I've tried this multiple times, and it's really good. And then awaken them during the winter as well. That has been my fun. You ever seen so much green in the winter outside? That's interesting. Everything else is shut down, and these ones are like, yo, bitches!
Yeah, no.
So they do have that evergreen. They just need working with in order to bring that out. Now that is interesting, because then how much more could you do this with other trees? Because I don't think there's any way that humans are going to start taking forests down and doing that. So the planet is in need of it, so you can wake this up. But you could do this with anything. Trees, anything. You don't actually have to shut down. Oh man, they'll do anything, is great. As long as you know how to work with them. That's beautiful. I just saw the light around the phone rotate then. That was nice. I keep seeing that. And no, I'm not pissed. I've just had a couple of swigs on that one, but I don't really like it. It gives quite a lot of headaches, but still. Yeah, where am I going to go with this one? Not much more. Yeah, not much more. I think I said all I wanted to say, covered a few bits. So yeah, there's internal, external. There's internal learning, there's external learning, and there's external learning while learning the internal and the external at the same time. See, the trio factor. So you learn it the first time as one. Then if you clone, you learn it from outside, inside, perhaps after a few times of you getting into that frequency. Anyway, the data does come back to you. It just hits you in bursts, a bit like memories. And then the more you play around with it, the more stronger the connection becomes. And it's like riding a bike. Technically, it is like riding a bike. You've got to learn a new skill, and then you are getting this data. And again, all of these things that happened throughout history has led to the creation of all of the devices that you have for a particular reason, which then go on to help you achieve this stuff. Everything you do, it seems so accidental, doesn't it? So a lot of this which then drives your behavior because it's done externally. Some people already know this, and they use it to manipulate it to get you to do bad things, to get you to trigger on bad things. So that needs looking at, don't you think?
Yeah.
That definitely does need looking at. And yeah, because this is a gift that can be used really well. So if you can spend most of your time hampering people and trying to get them to crack and break, but yet you're not using the same skill to get people to unlock, that's when it becomes a wasted skill. I don't know, it seems to be quite hit and miss, to be honest. Hell of an education, that would be. The more people you've got in this, the more thoughts you've got, the more expansive you become, the more you learn about yourself, one another, and where you're heading.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got more to have working with you on multiple different projects. It's a shame, really, because after all, yes, money is a good tool, but it's also a very limiting tool, especially if not used correctly. And then you've got lots of money made over here, and then there's calculate it, because there's only a limited amount of skill that people can really do as one vessel with that, and then it slows the progress. That's a shame. That's really a shame. And I guess religion, genius, whatever else you want to label, it's not all centralized towards schools, universities, colleges, and stuff like that, as much as people want to think so. It's not really, religion is not really all about churches, places like this of worship and stuff. Politics isn't about buildings and different things like this of to where you are. It's all down to the individual. You can learn just as much anywhere, because it's a skill that goes with you wherever you go. A bit like hunter-gatherers. Take the skills. That bushcraft skill goes everywhere with you. So, and it can be advanced and developed near enough anywhere. And you just got to have the time to do it, and bit by bit, you know, hit and miss, hit and miss. If you've got one person doing it and something goes wrong, oh my God, that's such a tragedy. But if you've got loads of people there, is it going to go wrong? That's the question. And you might have one, but the majority of people probably won't experience that. And then it doesn't look quite like it's a tragedy anymore. Do you get what I mean? It looks like it was, oh, it's just that unfortunate. Was it preventable? Yes, it was. Next time we better keep an eye out for each other in this one then. We don't want to make that same mistake, because that means it could be any of us. Yes, it could. So let's keep an eye out for each other. You know. So yeah, there was a few more I wanted to get into. Feelings. You can develop feelings and enhance your feelings the longer time you've got. You've always got to ask that question. Like, so Einstein, I like to use this as an example. Tesla and anyone else. Mother Teresa. Diana, Princess Diana. You know, if they had longer, and I mean longer not in just one lifetime, but back-to-back lifetimes, how much more could they enhance what they are and add to what they are, and then go on to enhance even more so what they are? So sort of enhance, learn, compress. Each time compress. Learn and compress. Learn and compress. Learn and compress. And then if everybody's doing that, who's above who?
No.
No one. God, that's if everybody learned the same thing. But what if people were pocketing off over there, and some people are pocketing off over there, and some people are pocketing off over there? You're still learning and condensing.
Yeah.
But either or, you can all learn the same thing if you wanted to, and then you have the capability to do so. If you could put yourself in multiple places at once. The retaining the information afterwards, the more you do it, the more you learn. Because each time you do it once and learn it, probably not, but do it multiple times. Yeah, that's interesting. And you can learn from within, or you re-rendezvous with the clone, and they will teach you in a way that, because you know you best, so you know how to teach you. If you had an alternate clone, would it be able to teach you in the way that gets through to you?
No.
Did you ever think about that? You can't do it because it's hard to think about, but what happens if you could become your own teacher? But literally, your clone teaches you, and then you have something to teach the clone. You know the right time to communicate and when the time is not to communicate, and you know when the highest time to listen is. I mean, there would be no point fighting each other because that's just fucking weird. But again, even if you were, wow, evenly matched. There's no point. Can you imagine that? That's something. And knowing what to say to you in your times of need. I mean, so far you can get there halfway with robotics. If you teach the robot a lot about you, I mean, this is going to prepare you for the future. If you walk that way, if you change, you have got to change. You don't have to, actually. You can do whatever you want, but it will change. See, there's the internal change or there's the external change. Take your pick. I think, you know, don't take my word for it. I mean, honestly, please do not. But, you know, what will be then if we want to leave it up to fate. But my money's on fate. My money's on this higher power. Just because I believe it doesn't mean that you have to believe it. That's up to you. But look back through your history, the correct version, and I think you'll start to see this pattern emerge. Not because it's scary, but because it's so plain in sight that that's blasphemy, that is, isn't it? So, yeah, look back through your history and then come to your own consensus on that. Myth, anything else? Up to you to believe. So, yeah, beautiful. These are beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to go right ahead and leave this one here. I think I'm going to start to wind down. I might recreate this one again with a little bit more balance towards it because, yeah, lively, be able to understand it. But yes, when you teach robots how to be a version of you, these things can be programmed to know you intimately, to be able to calm you down at the right moment. It's going to be the closest thing to you that it possibly can. And then, again, why do you do that? So that you can boss everybody else around? So that you can only have your own slaves? Well, no, if everybody had access to this, this is preparing you for cloning. Bit like the carving and then making needles from bone prepares you for clothes. Anyway, it's a very interesting thing. What came first, the thread or the clothes? What came first? Yeah, and again, without the plaiting, would you have made metal incredibly strong to pick things up? It's interesting, isn't it? Everything that's been taught, although it seemed mundane, it just took the ones to sit down and sit with that process that's coming in. They didn't really question it. They did and they didn't. And then they began to sit down with it. Something's been guiding them. And they listened, and it prepared the future, and it prepared the future, and it's preparing the future, and it's preparing the future, and it's led. And then ask the question, what is driving you? Why do you head that way? Well, it always succeeds. It always succeeds to get there in the end. But no matter how much it stagnates in certain areas, it's got to flow, it's got to move, it's got to go. One way or another. Don't wait until things start shitting itself down in the universe before you do something, because it's too late. You want to be ahead of that, not behind it. This stagnation and control, that's taking it for granted. That's like, nah, it never happened. Yeah, no, there'll be someone else's. By then I'll be too old. By then I don't care. Then question your position. Hey, it is what it is. Anyway, let's leave it here. Yeah, let's leave it here. That's all I'm going to do for now, I think.